Okay, let's get into this. The case of Lars Midtank. It's just, well, baffling, isn't it?
It really is. A trip that's supposed to end, a flight home, and then just nothing. Vanished from Varna Airport in 2014.
Right, a totally normal departure that becomes this huge mystery. It's one of those stories that just sticks with you. You know, a guy 28 years old, ready to fly back to Germany, and he just disappears.
Exactly. And the contrast is so stark. The everyday setting of an airport, but the circumstances are just bizarre. We've looked at a lot for this news reports, forum discussions online, people trying to figure out that 2021 video clip.
Yeah, the footage.
We're trying to piece together the crucial moments, really, and just grapple with why there are still so many unanswered questions.
Okay, so paint the picture. July 8th, 2014, Varna Airport, Bulgaria.
Yeah.
Lars Midtank, German guy, construction worker. He'd just spent a week in Golden Sands.
Popular tourist spot, yeah.
And he's meant to be flying back to Berlin. Seems totally standard. But the lead up to that flight, that's where things start getting strange.
Absolutely. That fight he got into earlier, the ruptured eardrum, it wasn't just like a minor holiday mishap. It seems to be the starting point for everything unraveling.
And the doctor told him not to fly.
Crucial advice, yeah. Don't fly with a busted eardrum. Makes sense. But his reaction, well, most people might try and rebook, right? Maybe get more medical help locally.
Instead, he checks into this budget hotel near the airport, which feels a bit odd already.
It does raise a flag, doesn't it? Makes you wonder what his mindset was even then before the really weird stuff started happening at the hotel itself.
Yeah, because then you get the reports from the hotel staff. And they're saying he seemed dazed, hiding in lifts, acting really scared.
Right. This isn't just someone feeling unwell from an ear injury. This sounds like, well, like serious distress or paranoia starting to set in.
Those accounts from the staff are important, I think.
Yep.
There's sort of an outside view of his state before those panicked calls to his mom.
Yeah, they show this growing unease, maybe real fear, even before he starts communicating it himself.
And those phone calls.
Wow.
His mother said his voice was trembling. He's talking about shadowy figures following him.
And then that quote, "They're after me, they're trying to kill me." Just chilling.
It's such a huge jump into intense fear. What could possibly make someone feel that level of threat so quickly in a hotel near an airport?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It doesn't seem like a slow buildup of, just travel anxiety or something. It's like flicking a switch into extreme panic.
And he calls her again, right? Saying they were now at the hotel.
He did, which just ramps up the desperation. Whether that threat was real or something he was perceiving, it felt immediate to him.
Okay, so the next day, he goes back to the airport, sees the airport doctor for a checkup on the ear.
And this is where it escalates again. Reports say he was extremely paranoid in the doctor's office.
And then shouts, "I don't want to die here," runs out, just bolts.
It's such a raw, desperate moment. And crucially, it's the last confirmed interaction anyone has with him before he vanishes.
It kind of backs up what his mother said about his fear. But it also leaves you wondering what he was so afraid of. Was it real? Was it in his head?
Exactly. And then you have the security footage, probably the image everyone knows from this case.
Him running through the terminal, full speed.
Yeah, sprinting like his life depended on it. And then he gets to that perimeter fence.
Climbs right over it. A pretty high fence, too.
And disappears into the woods, the forest surrounding the airport. It's just surreal, so sudden, seems completely irrational.
It doesn't look like someone who's just missed a flight or is trying to find a different way home.
No, climbing a security fence like that. It suggests he felt trapped inside the airport, that the danger was there, and getting outside, even into the unknown woods, was the only escape.
And the most maddening part,
Yeah.
after that, nothing. Zero.
They searched those woods extensively, didn't they?
Yeah.
Police, volunteers.
Huge searches. And they found absolutely no trace of him. No body, no clothes, no footprints even mentioned. It's like he just evaporated.
That complete lack of any physical clue afterwards is what makes this case so incredibly difficult. Usually there's something, a scrap of clothing, a disturbed area, anything. Here, it's just a void.
Which, of course, opens the door to all sorts of theories.
Naturally, when you have no facts, speculation rushes in.
The main one, maybe the most logical on the surface, is some kind of psychotic breakdown.
Right. You look at the sequence, the head injury from the fight, maybe some medication for the ear, acting weirdly, the stress of the situation. Could it all have combined to trigger something, a severe mental health crisis?
The paranoia, the fear, the irrational behavior. It does fit in some ways.
It's a coherent narrative, certainly. Head trauma can definitely have unpredictable psychological consequences. And if you add stress, unfamiliar surroundings, maybe medication side effects, you can see how someone's perception of reality might fracture.
But then you have his own words, they're after me,
Exactly. That throws a wrench in the purely psychological explanation for some people.
leading to the darker theories. That maybe he was being targeted. Criminal gangs, some kind of conspiracy. Was the fear real?
These theories stick around because, well, what else explains it? His specific claims to his mother about being followed, about people trying to kill him, they feel concrete, even if they sound paranoid. And without any other proof, you can't entirely dismiss the possibility that he stumbled into something dangerous.
It's the lack of answers that keeps those theories alive, isn't it?
Absolutely. The vacuum of evidence allows these possibilities to persist.
And then years pass. Silence.
Mhm.
Until 2021. And this grainy bit of footage appears online.
Yeah, supposedly showing someone who looks like Lars walking down a remote road somewhere in Bulgaria.
What do we make of that? Is it him? Is it just wishful thinking or misinformation?
It's so tough. The quality is poor. It's unverified. If it was him, it opens up a whole new set of questions. How did he survive? Why stay hidden? But if it's not him, it's just another dead end, maybe even gives false hope.
It really shows how desperate people are for any kind of update, any clue.
And how easily things can spread online in a case like this, whether they're credible or not. It becomes part of the noise surrounding the mystery.
It's also kind of amazing, and maybe a bit unsettling, how this case took off online. Whole communities of people trying to solve it.
Oh, definitely. Amateur sleuths, forums, YouTube channels, all dedicated to Lars Midtank.
Why do you think that is? What makes this particular disappearance resonate so much?
I think it taps into a fundamental human need to find answers, to make sense of the senseless. When the official investigation hits a wall, people try to fill that gap themselves. Sometimes they find interesting angles, sometimes it goes off track, but the drive is there. Plus, the video element, that last footage of him running, is incredibly powerful and haunting.
So here we are, years later, still asking the same basic questions. What on earth happened to Lars Midtank?
Was it a tragic mental breakdown that led him into those woods where he met some unknown end?
Or was there something genuinely sinister going on? Did someone cause his disappearance?
We just don't know. And that lack of resolution is, well, it's haunting.
I think this case stays with people because it feels like a tear in the fabric of normal life. Someone's just going about their business, flying home, and then they step sideways into the inexplicable.
It really highlights how fragile things can be, how quickly ordinary circumstances can become extraordinary and terrifyingly mysterious. It forces you to think about the limits of what we can know.
It really does. It makes you pause and consider these stories of people who just vanish without a trace. What is it about them that grips us so much? Is it just the puzzle? Or is it something deeper, like a fear of the unknown breaking into our ordered world?
Maybe it's that unease, that reminder that not everything has an explanation. In an age of information, GPS tracking, constant connection, the idea that someone can simply cease to be traceable is profoundly unsettling. It suggests there are still shadows, still places where answers just can't be found.